Hi everybody, and thank you for joining us for our webinar on advancing gut health. Today is a really unique webinar as we're joined by the lovely Dr. Anna, founder of the Digest Club, and that's an innovative platform created to help you build a community and empower you to develop your knowledge in clinic. And she's going to come and join us to talk about advancing gut health today. So Dr. Anna has a strong background in preventative medicine and has a keen understanding of the traditional and holistic approaches. And after chatting to her over the last couple of months, I found Dr. Anna to be deeply passionate about promoting holistic wellness and in her role as a health coach too. And being medically trained, she advocates for the integration of traditional practice with holistic strategies. So it's a really unique perspective for her to bring to the table today, and we hope that you enjoy. So we'll be taking questions at the end of the session, but for any questions that you do have, drop them in the Q&A box throughout, and we'll come around to them at the end, but please don't be shy, everything's anonymous. So I'm now going to hand over to Anna, who'll take it away for this week's session. Hi, Anna.
Hello. Hi, Amelia. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. So let me briefly introduce myself. So I'm a medical doctor specializing in preventive medicine. And recently I founded my own project, Digest Club, which is a platform for health professionals and health enthusiasts, where we are doing education, building a strong community and a strong network to support each other in a wellness industry. I'm also a qualified health coach. And because I had a big passion for microbiology while studying in medical university, I'm specializing in gut health. And obviously today is that is our topic today. And I used to teach in CNM for 3 years, so I'm doing a lot of public speaking, and I'm really glad to be here and share my knowledge with you and have a discussion with you after. So today we will be discussing gut health, and I will start with an overview of how gut health is playing a crucial role in various conditions. After, we will move on to clinical practice and discuss what are the challenges when we are trying to manage gut health. And we will also discuss the structure of collaborative care, and we will discuss all things related to gut health management. So please, let's begin. First of all, I want to start with the new well-being paradigm we're facing nowadays. So in past years, it has developed rapidly. So usually we prefer to think you are what you eat or you are what you ate. After we've managed to change this approach to you are what you digest, you are what you absorb and don't excrete. And nowadays we are facing a new well-being approach, which is telling us that the gut microbiome is playing a crucial role in our well-being, and we are what our gut microbiome is producing, and it actually defines our health status. So when it comes to navigating a lot of symptoms and conditions, no matter we are discussing mental health or autoimmune conditions, digestive issue, or even issues related to our skin condition, or we are discussing weight management, it's all leading us to investigate one particular place. And this place is certainly our gut. This chapter of science, gut health, has rapidly developed during the last years. For example, when I was studying in medical university 10 years ago, we didn't discuss as much topics related to gut health that we can discuss today. We didn't have a lot of researches or studies showing us how crucial it is to navigate gut health. And it's actually a big milestone when we need to find a root cause of the issue or the condition. And when we are connecting dots regarding our patients' or clients' conditions, most of them are leading us to the gut. So to maintain good health, to have a good metabolism, to have a strong immune system, we need to keep our gut in a healthy status. And let's be honest, it's quite a challenge because food industry, pharmaceutical industry, they are sometimes working even against our goal. And it's hard to navigate, and it's hard to navigate through sometimes conflicting advices that we are receiving about gut health. So we certainly know, and the good news here is that we can influence our gut health, we can influence our microbiome condition. So we have power. Yeah, we have power to navigate through this. And it makes me actually feeling proud and lucky that we know how to navigate our eating behavior, our health status, and there is always a hope that we can manage things and health can become better. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on the latest research findings on gut health and chronic disease. So first of all, recent studies have identified specific bacterial strains in the gut that are linked to inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's diseases or ulcerative colitis. And these strains become more abundant during inflammation, and they also have genetic adaptation that help them survive, indicating their significant role in disease progression. So this recent discovery could lead actually to new way to diagnose and tailor and to make more tailored interventions for managing inflammatory bowel disease. Another recent study, research coming from Tufts University and Cleveland Clinic, it has shown a strong link between high blood levels of trimethylamine and oxide, it's a gut microbiome byproduct, and the risk of developing chronic kidney disease. So elevated TMAO levels can predict kidney function decline and chronic kidney disease development independent of traditional risk factors. So it actually underscores the potential of targeting TMAO through dietary and supplement interventions as a preventative strategy. And we all know here that prevent is better than to cure. So it's also a breakthrough study that helping us to navigate and to prevent chronic kidney disease. Also, another studies have found that modifying bile acids through microbiome-based therapies can potentially slow down the progression of multiple sclerosis. And this approach could offer an alternative to immunosuppressants, which we know carry risks of infection and any other side effects. So there is a lot of breakthrough research showing us how through managing gut health, we can actually navigate the development of chronic disease and how we can switch more in preventative mode, which I hope is our goal here. Last but not least, I want to go through latest research related to gut-brain axis. So we know that our gut is communicating with our brain. It's bidirectional communication. We're still investigating who is in charge of this communication, but now we know that there are 4 major chapters which help our gut and brain to communicate. So first of all, it's our autonomic nervous system, enteric nervous system, immune system, obviously, and neuroendocrine system. So the research from Flinders University has uncovered a fascinating thing about serotonin. And remember that serotonin is a neurotransmitter linked to mood regulation, and 95% of serotonin is produced in the gut, right? So that's how we're actually modulating our mood through serotonin production in the gut and sending signals through the brain. So this research showing us that we were thinking that they were communicating through synaptic transmission, but now we know it's the diffusion process, right? So it's a diffusion way of communication, which is also helping us to navigate treatment for depression and other mental health conditions, anxiety, for example. And another research which I found fascinating as well is that 2,500 adults were in this study, and scientists were investigating the link between depression and certain gut bacteria strains. And it turns out that overabundance of the bacterium called Agicella was linked to depression, and in the same time, lower levels of subdolic granulum were correlated with depressive symptoms. So again, these findings suggest that maintaining a balanced gut microbiome through nutrition could play a big role in managing depression. So let's discuss, what does a healthy microbiome look like? So now we know how important it is to have a healthy gut, but what does it mean, healthy microbiome or healthy gut? So first of all, we need to consider diversity. Highly diverse microbiome with many different types of bacteria is considered to be healthy. Also, the second important rule will be that this microbiome should be relatively free of pathogenic bacteria, so the type that can cause an infection. And last but not least, the third condition that can help us to call this microbiome healthy, our gut should be resistant and resilient. Two major points, which means that after a gut infection or some symptoms, the microbiome can recover and return to a healthy state in a not like a short period of time, but quite soon, right? So it shouldn't take years to recover and come back to a healthy status. And it's very easy to disrupt our gut. It's very easy to disrupt and bring some changes inside our gut. It can be medications, it can be excessive amount of stress, it can be pure nutrition, obviously, and it can be sedentary lifestyle, which is quite a big point nowadays in a modern world. So when it comes to managing gut health, as a practitioner, we need to consider 4 major chapters to help person to navigate gut health. So first of all, will be the biggest milestone will be nutrition. After, we also add in a lifestyle modifications to help us to maintain gut health. We can also add some supplementation. You're all familiar with a lot of protocols that we can build around gut health. And bringing all these 3 major points together, we are developing a personalized care plan, or I prefer to call it a health improvement plan in my practice. So let's focus on evidence-based approach to manage gut health through nutrition. What we have as a bullet points here. So evidence-based approach to gut health management. First of all, we know that healthy microbiome means diverse microbiome. To bring more diversity to the microbiome, we need to have diverse fiber-rich diet, nutrition. And I always say to my clients, you can't stay healthy eating only one particular product, even if it's healthy product. So imagine the person who is a big fan of broccoli, and broccoli is currently on the picture here on the slide, but it's not enough to develop a healthy microbiome eating this one healthy broccoli. We need diversity. We need different strains of bacteria to develop a strong immune system, to develop strong inflammation response, to maintain healthy metabolism, it's all about diversity. Many strains of bacteria are included to deliver this diverse result. Fermented foods are obviously on the list to manage gut health. Also, if we're discussing some ongoing inflammation in the gut, so for example, a client of yours did a Genova GI effect test, and you can clearly see an elevated calprotectin levels or eosinophil protein X, which means that person is undergoing the process of intestinal inflammation. So you will obviously use anti-inflammatory products in your protocol for this specific client. Proper hydration, adequate water intake is a part of the evidence-based approach to manage gut health. Obviously, we're trying to avoid sugar and ultra-processed and processed food in the person's nutrition. Not an easy task, let's be honest. That's why I prefer to use a word limit, not to avoid, with my clients, and when I'm explaining and educating clients about our future steps. Probiotics and prebiotics, a big chapter of managing gut health as well. And also, as a part of protocols, we can obviously use specific nutrient supplements, which will help us to maintain a gut microbiome in a healthy condition. The only question I have to you now, when we're discussing all these evidence-based approaches, I want you to think about one question. So please have a look on this list and ask yourself one question. How many of these actions require the change of daily habits? Almost all of them. I can show you again the list. So all these suggestions, recommendations we're putting in our nutrition health improvement plan for our client, they require changes in our clients' daily habits. And when I was just in the beginning of my career as a self-employed practitioner, I wasn't a health coach in the beginning, so I just had my medical degree and specialization in preventive medicine and gut health. And during the first initial consultation, I was overwhelming my clients with the information how we can navigate their condition. I was giving them a lot of tips, a lot of advices. So it was all covered with scientific-based information, evidence-based approaches. So, and the health improvement plan was huge, and you all know how the usual protocol looks like, right? So it's not one page usually. And what I found very challenging in the beginning, that it was also overwhelming for clients to navigate this health improvement plan. So they were motivated enough to come and see me, but after they've heard all these kind of steps, beneficial steps, very good for their health, leading to their health goals, they all not all of them, but the majority of them felt frustrated, don't know where to begin. And let's be honest, you can tell a beautiful piece of information about broccoli to the client, but will it change client's life just to hearing these beautiful things about broccoli or the magnificent power of radish? No, unfortunately, it won't. Because even knowing all these things, they need to implement all these recommendations in their routine on daily basics. And that's how I was actually quite curious to find the answer, how I can support my clients, how I can not overwhelm them with all the information, how to manage their gut health, how to achieve their health goal. And I came across a behavior change model coming from Stanford University, which helped me to navigate this challenge a lot. So when it comes to behavior change, we need to consider three big milestones. So first of all, it will be motivation. Second, it's ability to do something. So for example, the ability to hire a nutritionist, to see a GP, to make a stool test. So it all comes to ability. And the third will be prompts. And this is the most challenging and useful part of behavior change models. Because if you are giving your client, your patient prompts, if you are making it easy for your client to achieve, that will be the successful point for both of you, for your client and for you as a health professional. And when we are thinking about approaching our clients, approaching our patients, we need to consider a patient-centered care. And I'm really glad that we as a wellness practitioners, as a health professionals, are finally moving in this direction. I really enjoyed my experience when I was doing an internship in one of the London wellbeing clinic. And in the morning, we had this discussion with all the practitioners in the clinic about each patient, each client who will be coming through the day, and we were discussing our the emotional well-being, what type of nutritional change we should introduce, what are the medications that should be prescribed. So we actually put our client, our patient in the center. And I really like this quote, this saying that the good physician treats the disease, but the great physician treats the patient who has the disease. And let's be honest, we can be wonderful professionals. We can provide a lot of successful and helpful tools. But if the patient is not taking responsibility for their action, we won't be a successful team, right? So we won't achieve the result. And I know from my experience, I know from experience from my colleagues, that it's quite challenging to find time to discuss everything during the initial assessment and to pay attention to behavior change and how the client can implement all these beautiful recommendations you are provided to their daily life. And that's where I see, and that's why I actually did the health coach training for myself, because it's a beautiful space for health coach to come in and to take over, to continue with the support you provided as a practitioner, as a professional, to keep your client going and to actually deliver results. And I put here on the slide a benefits for both participants of the process. So for if you're a GP or nutritionist or dietitian, and another type of benefit, so we will be discussing it for our clients, for our patients. So what happens when GP or nutritionist has a health coach in their team? First of all, we see an improved patient compliance. Because, you know, and I already mentioned to you that the protocol can be overwhelming. The amount of actions that person needs to take can be huge. How to keep them going, that's the job for the health coach. And by providing prompts, providing motivation and ability to support our client, we can see the improved patient compliance. So they're not living without any success after 2 weeks. They're not feeling overwhelmed. They're actually going into the direction for their health goals and their better health status. They're managing their conditions, for example. If we're speaking about gut health, they're feeling better. They can see the symptoms are disappearing, and that's actually leading us to their desired goal. Another benefit which I think is crucial for us, it's time efficiency. Because let's be honest, we have a lot of admin work. We're speaking with our clients, we need to write protocols, and sometimes it's hard to find time to navigate the support for all our clients. It's a different jobs to make a protocol and to make your client follow the protocol. It's two different parts of one world, of one protocol, for example, gut health management protocol. It's also sometimes challenging to find a proper time to educate clients about why you're providing with such recommendations. So, for example, I personally don't believe that the person will follow the advice or the recommendation if they don't understand why they should do so. And it takes time to educate client. For example, you need to eat more fiber because more fiber feed in more beneficial bacteria in your body, and beneficial bacteria in your body will provide you with anti-inflammation response, with energy metabolism, with good status of immune system. So it takes time to educate our client. So it's crucial to have health coach in the team to actually educate your clients, and again to improve compliance, to follow this kind of recommendation. And again, we're putting patient in the center, so it's all about holistic care. Speaking from other point of view, what are the benefits for our clients? So first of all, they're not feeling overwhelmed, and they have very clear steps and information what to do. In my club, I usually use term easy to digest. So I think the main goal of health coach is to create information that will be easy to digest for the client. So look, you were prescribed this. First of all, we will start from here. You need this because there is a place for small education and to clarify what will be the steps. And these steps, the art of small steps, these steps should be manageable. It should be easy for a client to achieve. Again, remember about behavior change model, motivation, ability, and prompts. Make it easy to your client. They do have ongoing motivation and support. They have a stress reduction because they don't carry this weight on their shoulders, what kind of nutrition decisions they should make, what type of lifestyle recommendations they should follow. And also a big part of this communication will be non-conflicting advice. Because you are working as a team, GP and a health coach, or dietitian or nutritionist with a health coach, you have the same approach. You are sharing this knowledge and you're providing your client in a best way, with advices that suit this person's lifestyle. How cool is that? Easy, manageable, easy to achieve, and improved patient compliance. I personally find it also, to be honest. How I see the mission of a health coach is actually to show a client their health potential. Recently, I started to ask my clients, do you believe that you can have less symptoms? Do you believe that you can actually lose weight? And some answers were frustrating. No, I don't think so. I've never thought about it. So I think the biggest mission of a health coach is not only to provide easy and manageable steps to support the compliance or the nutrition advice, but also to show the client their health potential, that it can be true, It can be a part of their life. We just need to start from here and go in a certain direction. I came out through recent studies which is showing us a great benefits by implementing health coaching in a clinical practice. So first of all, as I said, medication compliance and adherence was improved. You can clearly see the higher numbers, like 20% higher numbers in compliance coming from the patients who had health coaching support. First of all, also outcomes will grow in numbers. So without support, we don't have a data for this one, but with health coach support, clinical outcomes are growing in numbers. And first of all, we need to consider that patients, clients, they are more satisfied when they have this ongoing support. So when we're building a team to collaborate, when we're building a health professional team which will support clients through the whole way, we need to consider some important steps before we will do so. So first of all, we need to evaluate health status of the client and their needs. So it should be clear, health history should be collected, health professional should provide a proper test. If we're discussing blood test or stool test, all kind of assessment should be a starting point when we are implementing this collaborative care. After, we need to think about team formation. What type of specialist you can invite to benefit and to create more tailored approach for this client. So probably it can be not only nutritionist and a health coach, it can be also a psychologist if we're speaking about eating behavior, for example, or some trauma behind the condition. It can be acupuncturist, reflexologist, fitness trainer. I will show you some examples later how I see and how I use it in my practice. So it's really important to think before you will start the actual work with the client, who will be the part of your team. After you are developing as a professional a health improvement plan, and you need to manage roles of each team member. Again, we should discuss it, we must discuss it from the start. So we are planning how we will carry this client through their health journey, how often health coach will do the follow-up sessions, how soon you will see client after the initial assessment, what type of additional tests you should provide, how you will communicate with the team. All the things should be on the list. After, a big part of our job is to hear feedback, because we can build up a beautiful protocol, we can suggest a beautiful, wonderful recommendations, very helpful tools. For some reason, they won't work for this specific person. So to receive feedback, to have a regular follow-ups, adjustments to a health improvement plan is a part of the progress. Also, some obstacles can be on the way, let's be honest. And particular challenges that I am facing sometimes is to have a proper coordination among team members. You must be, all of you, be on the same page, right? And that's how you will ensure that patient know that he or she is in a safe place. And also you need to navigate how you manage resources, what type of tools you're providing. So part of this will be like an agreement. And let me show you a table I've created to show you how it can be used in practice. So in green light, I highlighted the two major part of the collaborative care, so nutritionist and health coach. If you can start with a GP, if we're thinking about managing gut health, or it can be even gastroenterologist, great. If you can invite psychologist or fitness trainer, great. let it be so. But if we want to simplify, nutritionist can provide microbiome test, initial assessment, build a personalized nutrition plan and protocol. So, and usually the nutritionist see the client each 2 to 3 months, adding some new tools or removing the tools that didn't work out. And health coach is taking over the nutritionist and creating a more simple step-by-step health improvement plan, helping a client to improve nutrition habits, navigate stress, improve physical activity, and it takes time, right? So usually I start with bi-weekly follow-up, right? Because usually first 2 to 3 months is the most challenging one, but after we can usually switch to monthly follow-up, and all together we keep this discussion of what we can add, what we can adjust, and what will be the next goal or the next movement for us as a team. I didn't put on this table a financial part of this story because I'm still in the middle of research for it. And but just to give you a general idea, it's much more convenient for health professional to have a team member as a health coach, because it's saving you time, because you're focusing only on assessments and providing protocols while your clients are in the middle of achieving their results, right? So you can actually take more clients or build another part of your practice while health coach is working with your client to actually deliver results. So I will be definitely adding up this to this table, just need to finish my calculations. So the way I see that we, as a health professionals, should deliver standards over goals for our clients. Because let's be honest, goals can change, right? So you've managed gut health, something else is on the horizon, or the person who were trying to lose weight actually lose weight and now they want to keep their results. So goals can change, the habits will stay. So if together we are setting standards for our clients over goals, we are actually establishing high quality standards for the overall health, and it's staying with them for life, right? And that's our goal, to make people healthier, to make them take care of themselves, and to help more people to see actually the difference, how healthy they can be, how active they can be. So all these type of things can actually go on from this type of approach. I truly believe in this. And that's why I actually developed a digest club, and I'm working with different health professionals. We're discussing case studies, we have a supervision sessions, and we have educational webinars and guest speakers to build up. The goal is to build up a strong network of passionate practitioners, where clients can find their own practitioners, the practitioners they can trust. So the strong network, the strong community, I truly believe it's a power, and we much need it in a wellness space. So I prepared a small surprise for you. So if you want to join our community, I will be very glad to have you as a part of our team. So you can use an exclusive promo code for Genova and choose the membership options that can suit you. And you can be a part of the growing community. You can enjoy all the benefits, attend all the workshops, webinars, discuss case studies. So yeah, I found it actually fascinating, and I'm really, really enjoying building our strong wellness community. If you do have any questions, you can contact me. Here are my details, and you can find me on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram. So yeah, that's all from me today. If you do have any questions, please ask.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very, very much. Yes, so please do drop your questions in the Q&A box and we'll come around to asking them now. So we did have a question in the chat as the webinar went on. Someone's really interested in how you got into functional health after being medically trained. Could you go into detail on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I studied at the Faculty of Preventive Health. So I was quite lucky in the beginning of my career because I'm coming from a medical family and both of my parents are medically trained. But I had this strong belief in me that prevent is better than to cure, probably because I saw too many cases with chronic diseases coming from my parents' work. So yeah, I finished Faculty of Preventive Medicine. I have a small dark chapter before I went into wellness field because I was a part of a pharmaceutical company for 5 years. So now I'm back to the bright side. I received my experience. So yeah, after the experience with pharmaceutical company, I switched on to right side. I came to my real beliefs about wellness. And yeah, I took some additional training in gut health because, as I said, it's kind of a chapter of the science which is rapidly developing. And I add a health coach qualification to my medical degree. And I recently finished master's level in nutrigenomics because it's also a big chapter which is fascinating for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of perspective, isn't it? I was shaped through our experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
A question here, do you think that there's a place for functional testing within mainstream healthcare? I think obviously because you're medically trained, you kind of have that perspective. Do you think that there is a place for functional testing in mainstream healthcare?
Absolutely. I think we should be more vocal about it because a lot of people don't have an idea they can actually have this test to actually navigate their health condition. So a lot of people, they do not connect, and I don't blame them because we are not speaking enough about it. They do not connect dots about their lifestyle choices, nutrition choices, and their condition. So by providing the information, I am a big fan of education. So when we are providing information, there is a place for functional testing and the knowledge, the actual knowledge about our well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of people, until they feel like they've reached like the end of that kind of resource filter of this is the person that can help me, and they get no answers, and they start Googling all of their symptoms. Like it's almost like it's not until they get to that point where they start to find out about functional health and the other options out there. So okay, we need to be that first person they contact, don't we?
Yeah.
So a question here about the Digest Club. So is the Digest Club just for practitioners, or is it also a resource for patients to find practitioners as well? Maybe just explain a bit better.
Now we have two membership options. One, it's called Health Enthusiast. So it's not it's not a health professional. It's people who are curious about wellness, and they have sessions with me and other leading experts to provide advice about their health or what they could do. So I obviously sharing my resources and people from my network to advise to this type of health enthusiast. And I do have a membership for health professionals. And it's a part where we're discussing case studies, we have supervision, all these kind of things.
Great, perfect. And just on the role of a health coach, would the role of a health coach need to be as certified as a nutritionist when in clinic?
Can you repeat, please? It will be. Can you repeat, please?
Does the role of a health coach need to be certified like the nutritionist when in clinic?
Yes. So it's Personalized Care Institute has a website where you can find what type of qualifications, what type of institutions have qualifications to actually prepare a health coach. I'm personally quite scared that you can become a health coach in 4 days. To be honest, I think you need to spend more time to educate yourself about health coaching. And I see a health coaching not only as part of a nutrition and lifestyle, but it also part of psychological health, not to replace therapist, obviously, but you need to know a little bit of psychology, and you need to know how to speak with different type of persons. So it's actually the art of asking a right question, because we have all the answers inside us, aren't we? It's just how we are responding to the questions we are asked.
Perfect. And just a question on the code that you provided earlier as well. We've got a lot of students on the call as well. So will this code still be available in a few months? Does it have a use by date?
Yeah, so this code is available till 1st of August, but you can subscribe on the website for the updates, and you will receive our newsletter, and sometimes we do have some type of promotions. And I forget to mention that I do have a signature gut health course. So first group finished in May, so it's 5 different lessons on gut health, like in depth. So I finished with this group, and the next course will be available in autumn, so you can also subscribe for the updates to the course. So when I have availability to run it again, I will definitely do, because I received an amazing feedback about this course, and I'm happy to share knowledge about gut health, obviously.
Oh, amazing. Well, hopefully that person can regroup and come and join on that course when the time's right for her. Amazing. Okay, so one other question here. It's a bit of a lengthy one. Hang on. So thank you very much. I was recently at the IPM Congress in London, and the UKIHC were very much present there and enforcing the role of HCs and NTs working together, which is what you've been saying. Sorry, I'm reading this very slowly. The issue I have working as a health coach is the time frame to work with clients, and also how to charge clients. Yes, that's definitely something to consider. So how do you navigate this? What ideas do you have? So working with the health coaches and charging clients and spending time with the clients.
So I personally suggest to have a package which includes health assessment from nutritionists, for example, and also includes a certain amount of sessions for health coach. And it's definitely health assessment session. So initial session with nutritionists is higher in numbers, and after you can build up the price for each health coaching. So the more sessions the client is buying, the less is the price, right? And so, for example, I have a package with 12 follow-up sessions, with 6 follow-up sessions. So it really depends how long the client is committed to stay. And another point that I wanted to share, I recently stopped. So to be completely honest, I didn't take new clients for a while, but I stopped to provide only one-to-one consultation, just once in a lifetime. So if someone is about to work with me or with my team, the minimum time, 3 months, is required. So it's not about take all the money from the client, but to see their commitment, because as I see it, is my client's health, it's also my reputation. Yes, it's also their responsibility. But if I'm providing advice, if I'm committed, but the person is not following and just saw me once and didn't do anything about health, but keep telling everyone they worked with Dr. Anna, I don't want this type of word of mouth going around. So I'm explaining that it takes time to build up a new habit. It takes time to manage your gut health. So please, can you please sign up this agreement? So it's like one paperwork we're signing up. It's not about to take over payments or that you belong to me from now, nothing like that, but to see that the person is really, really committed. So I would definitely recommend to have these packages.
Yeah, absolutely. And just that communication, as you say, just so that everyone knows from the get-go what's included in that package and
Yeah.
going forward with it that way. How do you introduce testing as part of your service with clients? Have you ever had any hesitancy with any of your patients?
So no, because I always telling them that it's like I can look into your eyes, but I can't see the status of gut microbiome in your eyes. So it's like guessing, like probably it's like a horoscope, like astrology. No offense to astrology, but it's like just guessing rather than providing a certain advice. And another point here, I'm not putting numbers or biomarkers in charge. In charge is a person. It's all about the client. But it's a great tool to use to navigate these persons from the central health to use by using these numbers, biomarkers, all these type of things that we can benefit by doing functional testing. And obviously, I'm not overloading my clients with testing. We are starting with one specific test, which is much needed in this particular time. So usually it's a stool test, but sometimes it's adrenal stress profile test by Genova as well, because if the person is highly stressed, you know that there is nothing you can do if the cortisol is going through the rooftop.
Yeah.
You need to start by managing cortisol, no matter what our calprotectin levels are, right?
Exactly, yeah, absolutely. And just finally, before we wrap up the session, there's a few people that are asking just to see the promo code again and your contact details. But if you have any problems, and let me know. Sorry, everybody, that the screen wasn't in full mode today, and we had some difficulties, as cliche.
Can you see it now?
I can see your screen, yeah. If you want to just go down to the, there we go, perfect. So it's Genova 20, and then your contact details are on the next. Perfect. So hopefully everyone.
LinkedIn or Instagram,
That's brilliant. Well, if that's all the questions that we have for today, thank you everyone for your time and for attending, and thank you to Anna for sharing your resources and letting everyone know about the Digest Club. It's been fantastic.
Thank you.
Everyone will receive your recording of the full session in your inbox tomorrow. Please let us know what you thought of the session, because we're constantly trying to provide you with valuable sessions and we want to give you what you want to learn about, basically. So please do fill out that feedback form as well. It means so much to us. And with that, thank you, Anna, and thank you to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye now.